How's it going, sir?
Oh, fantastic. How are you doing?
Great. Welcome back, man.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I feel awesome being back.
Yeah. It's really come a long way in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, that's actually awesome because I think you've hit like 100 plays on like what, three of them now? Under two
Yeah.
or three?
It's those bigger accounts being able to do the swipe up inside of their story.
Oh,
That's the trick. That after 10K, you get a special ability to place links inside of your story so then it can directly
yeah.
link people.
Oh my God, I can't wait to hit that then
Oh yeah.
because that'll bring some,
I
hopefully a
had
lot
it
more people
I
in.
had it with College Beats. I got them up to about 11,000, and for a hot minute, I don't know if mine was above 10,000 for a split second too, but I put more time into the main College Beats page, and it looks like they haven't posted since April or earlier. Um, but yeah. Um, So, what have you been noticing? I mean, did you see the first Zoom experiment?
No, I'm going to watch that tomorrow on that work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard because some of these bigger artists are nearly insisting on Zoom, but due to the fact that
Mhm.
we're under construction at the moment, it's a little bit difficult. You saw the stories though, right? Like with me in the green screen room?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so, although that room is dope and everything, unfortunately, inside of Zoom, when you record, the final product, when it comes out at the very end, is about, let's see here, get info, 640 by 360. And that's terrible. I connected my Canon 80D, which was great. Downloaded a software update for the webcam mode for the Canons, but I mean, that is such a small dimensional file. It's almost
Mhm.
unusable. And that's why, in part, I wanted to specialize in these audio based podcasts, is because the poor quality of the video is somewhat distracting. At least with the audio podcast, you're not worrying about what the video is. You're more so, listening to the people actually
Yeah.
talking.
You know,
What do you
because
think about it? Do you think it would be better if I had a video element?
I don't think with Zoom because of the poor video quality, but if you were able to get like better video quality, then definitely because then it, you know, I don't I don't really know how you get better video quality because that all depends
Yeah,
on
there's probably a
like
paid service out there, and I have had
mm,
done some due diligence as far as a better option, but something that I realized, because I was hanging out with some family friends this past weekend, and one of my family friends' wives asked me, that the whole College Beats story. And I started putting it into perspective about my own work. And I've started to realize, well, if I was willing to put in so much work to make College Beats look as good as it did, why aren't I willing to put the same amount of effort into my own brand? And that's the question that I need to answer, right?
yeah,
Because, when you're working with a bigger company, you feel like you're a part of something bigger and you feel like you're responsible to the organization. But when you're doing
hmm,
something by yourself, it's kind of at your own speed. It's of your own, financial input as well, not being in the middle of a company. So there's not always the funding aspect. And the sad part is my what would I consider him? My creative director or my DP, director of photographer, Cody, sent us some links to some lights. Great price. $400 for three of them, and $300 for three of them. Like two different types of lights that would be perfect for the green screen. And then I looked today, and they're all back ordered, and the price went up $150. We missed out. So it's like I'm just beating
Oh,
myself up over that.
uh,
So yeah.
yeah. I
So what was the purpose of us talking? Let's talk a little bit about your fellow artist.
um. So literally yesterday, this one of my friends that I met through Instagram, he asked if I wanted to join a group with him,
Yeah.
and now it's like me, a couple artists. There's a videographer from Peru in there.
Mm,
I don't really know him all that well yet. Like I know him, and I got someone else to come in.
yeah.
So we're basically just trying to like get our name out there.
Sure.
It's called a
Yeah.
rainwater music, and I'm not even mostly I'm not on the music side helping them. I'm more on the promotion side
Yeah.
helping them.
Yeah. And I think
I'm
that's, why I wanted to get you on the phone because, for example, I don't know, do you know a guy on YouTube named Rice Gum? Have
yeah.
you heard of Rice Gum?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he has a Twitch stream, right? And he has multiple fan pages, right? And on those fan pages, his admin would represent him to artists and others and would, repost the content from the other pages, right? And then also
Mm-hmm.
kind of do that type of groundwork as far as lining people up to then, just as you did, reach out to me and say, "Hey Tony, I've got X, Y, and Z artist, which one would you like? Do you want any of these? Do you want all of these?" That would that be something that you would be interested in doing?
Um, like you
Basically
mean
coordinating potential interviewees because then ultimately, for you being in that position of let's call it an agent in a sense, that you would also gain access to these artists and develop a relationship with them because ultimately you would turn into a gatekeeper to a certain extent. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I'm not like the agent there, but that was the main purpose was for me to help with promotion because he
sure.
wanted me on as an artist at first until I started explaining to him like
Yeah.
I know some about promoting myself because
Yeah.
I put a lot of research into it
And
and
obviously
I'm down.
I know a thing or two, so we can always
Yeah,
brainstorm together, and that's what the opportunity is for now. That,
yeah,
I'm down with like spilling all the beans and, putting something together that I have a friend named Keon from Vegas. Once again, I had mentioned him with you. That he has an entertainment
yeah,
company called New Eon Entertainment. And
yeah,
Keon has somewhat quasi considered me his manager in a sense, but I just consider us to be business partners, right? And that's how I
yeah,
look at someone like you as well, and all of these other artists that I'm, talking to. That ultimately, whether or not you're an artist today or a manager tomorrow or a CEO in 5 years, at the end of the day, we're all business partners. That
yeah,
sure, you may have the artist hat on from 3 to 4 p.m., but then you have the video producer's hat on from, 9 to 10. That it's kind of like whatever we need to do. But at the same time, people also need to play the role because I don't know if we've gone into this before, but I've always said that, today, everybody just wants to be the boss. Nobody wants to be a team player. And in a world where everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and a boss, and it's like, hey, you know, corporations, like everybody and their brother hates on corporations, but corporations are just organized groups of people operating with self-interest for the group, right? That if we're going to
Yeah.
be successful in music, if we're going to be successful in life, the one of the best things you can do is copy and mimic a successful system, which happens to be a corporate one, right? And obviously,
Yeah.
it's going to be, more little bit rough around the edges, don't get me wrong, but that is the model. Why try to reinvent the wheel? It's how can we build the biggest company possible with everybody going after the same goal and benefiting each other?
Yeah.
Because I haven't discriminated. I mean, I've interviewed people like you that are, in the phases that you are in, and I, open it up to, other artists that or athletes or, I'm really just purely reaching out to develop relationships because, like I said, you may be an artist today, but tomorrow you're a promotions manager, in a month you're an agent, in 5 years you're a CEO, that who knows.
Yeah, you never know. That's the goal. Like that's the mindset I had to get myself into. When I first started making music, I was like, I don't. People just find my music, which I was like, wait, that's stupid. I figured that out like right off the bat. Like, if I can make something that I enjoy, and I can actually send it out to people, and they like it, if I get one more person that I can like talk to and meet from it, you never know what that person's going to be doing. In like the year end,
Yeah.
whatever. Or if they're going to come back and basically see your growth or anything.
All right, guys.
I know a lot of that are like.
One second. I want to apologize. Your microphone was not very loud, so your audio signature was pretty low, but I was doing a lot of talking there. But for now on, I think your audio should be better.
Okay.
So continue on. I hope
now?
you didn't forget what you were saying. I forgot.
Oh,
It's
no.
so late. My brain didn't think about making the audio levels level.
Yeah, I just hold on.
You were talking about realizing that people weren't just gonna stumble upon your music.
Yeah.
But I did, dude, bro. I completely stumbled on your music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But it was.
So miracles do happen.
What was it? It was mostly just, but if I wouldn't have went out like making stuff on Instagram and whatnot,
sure,
then I never would have met you, or like half the people that doing this is from doing stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, if you didn't have an Instagram, I wouldn't have found you.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, if you wouldn't have had an Instagram, I would have not found you.
Yeah.
And for those who haven't seen his first episode, I believe you were episode number 2, correct?
Oh, yeah.
So I will have that listed down below. I just want to remind everybody, we are reaching 1,000 subscribers. We just passed 900. We've gone over 40 subscribers over the past month, so that's pretty dope.
You got 40 over the past month?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, this thing is growing.
Yeah, I think I got like 10 yesterday. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
That's
it
below 1,000. That's not music fee.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, that one did about 150, and this Jordan Royal guy, he's up to 109 on YouTube, but on the YouTube, oh shit. Okay, wow, it was down to 902, but now it's up at 907. So I've gotten 37 subscribers in the past 28 days, 50,000 watch minutes, 30,000 views, but that's primarily from the Post Malone video.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got about 800, about 900,000 views on the Post Malone video. Yeah, primarily, yeah, I mean, most of the views come from the Post Malone videos. So within the past couple weeks since we've spoken, what have you seen on the channel? Have you noticed anything? Have you generated any more questions for me?
Oh, I actually had like 2 or 3.
Nice.
But I was going to ask you.
And
my God.
And I've been using your question about what has been your biggest obstacle. I've been using that you gave me, so all credit to Hunna J.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take it. I can't remember what they were. When I was
all right, well, think for a second. I'm going to go grab a drink of water. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right, we're back in business. We're about at the 17-minute mark, I believe.
All right.
So like I said, over the past week, what have you because we've recently just met. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we haven't even had our first impression yet. Really. That I would probably say, over the past week or two, you've kind of gotten an idea of what I do.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what they were because I remember when I was watching them. I had some somewhere. I wrote it down. I figured we'd talk again at some point.
Sure. Yeah, and I know I wanted to reach out that other day. I'm trying to think what we were going to talk about like me dealing with the schedule and, like for example, that one guy, the Jordan Royal guy, he wanted me to post it that night, which, I was down, but that was the 14th podcast. So he kind of cut the line and I did a special feature, that, he does have big numbers. So it's kind of a special feature, a Zoom special feature type of deal. But I actually got suspended from following too many accounts, so I can't comment, like, or follow anyone, but I can still DM.
Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm suspended until August 1st.
From the podcast page or your own personal page?
From my big personal page.
Oh, wow. I just, Googled how many people, because I hit that and I got shadow banned.
Yeah.
I don't follow a lot. I only and then if I message the person and I, they don't just say, hey, check me out, instantly. They don't say, can you check me out? They just send me the link. I won't follow them. But, if I talk to them and I...
Yeah, I was following 100 people per hour up to 1,000 a day.
Yeah. I don't know how following works. I know likes you can 300 bucks every now.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So anything else interesting that, for my first interviews, I always ask, what's your inspiration? Who's your team? Short and long-term goals. I got to start getting more creative as far as the second go around. My dad had the idea of asking you guys to give me questions to ask you. What do you think about that? Before I interview somebody, to ask them to present me with questions. What do you think about that?
That's a great idea because then you could get people to ask, or you could get questions to ask that they want asked pretty much.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like that's somewhat fake and that's somewhat a little bit sketchy. But on the other hand, if it's the second or third or fourth podcast, we're gonna run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's not, that we're trying to like, be fake with the audience. And that's, partly why I'm talking about it openly like I am now. That I
Mhm.
like showing the audience the process. I'm all about the process because at the end of the day, the same way that I tell artists, the same way that I want to tell my audience, if you guys aren't successful, I'm not going to be successful. This is all about, you know, the opposite of mutually assured destruction, mutually assured success. You know,
Mhm.
I feel like that
Yeah.
should be on a T-shirt. Um,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, that sounds like a brand. Mutually, what did I just say?
Mutually assured destruction, and then mutually assured success. I think. I believe that's what you said.
Okay. The other thing is
See if that's
mutually beneficial success. Yeah, I need to make a graphic. Mutually assured. Do you agree?
yeah. I'm on.
Because it's like if we all aren't successful, then why the hell are we working together? That it's like if we're
Yeah, that's
not bringing value, and value add, then what's the
Mhm.
purpose of this? And I think that
Yeah,
comes
because
down
there's
to
no point.
business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you're not gonna like put the effort in on yourself to make yourself successful, as well as make people you're working with successful, then
Yeah. And that's what I've
trying to think
tried
of something
to
like that.
that's what I've tried to explain to my dad because he follows these older bands like the Moody Blues and different things like that, and he's like, "Oh, I like
Mm-hmm.
this music," but and I'm just being honest and using vocabulary, but certain bands, I'm in hip hop because it's relevant, right?
Yep.
That I cannot claim to have grown up in the environment of hip hop, right? I'm in hip hop
Yeah.
as a business decision because it is what is relevant, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the music guy. I
Mm-hmm.
listen to podcasts, I listen to, new technology, stocks, uh, you know, Tesla, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan. I don't really
Yep.
listen to music. I'm purely trying to bring in a business management technology perspective to the industry from someone who isn't inside of the industry. But I guess over the last few years, I could now consider myself to be a part of the industry.
Mm-hmm. Because you've been in it. How long have you been in it? Like the music
I
industry?
mean, I would say I met Post Malone in 2017. I probably bought my laptop around Christmas 2016. So it took me probably about, I mean, if we're being liberal here, I'd probably say I got in my tippy toes 2015, 2016.
All right.
It took me about a year from getting a camera to be on a tour bus with Post Malone. About a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, you see how I'm not ashamed. Like I'll just DM everybody. That these big artists or DJs that I'm getting, whether or not it's from Miami or California, I'm just reaching out to the people and saying, "Hey, I'd love to feature you. I'd love to vibe with you. Here's some of my previous work. would you like to be interviewed? Let me know your availability.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of on the fence that I don't know if I should send them one giant paragraph or send them individual messages, because I feel like individual messages is more genuine.
Yeah.
So I've kind of gotten lazy to a certain extent that, like, I've scheduled so many that I end up having to reschedule. That I've rescheduled probably 3 or 4 interviews already, just this week that I had scheduled. So, um, I'm struggling a little bit, but I had that one artist insist that, and he didn't even contact me today, right? So I set up
Mm-hmm.
Zoom for this artist that didn't even follow up with me on DM that we had something scheduled today. And so then I just took everything out of the shop, because at any time we could be under construction, and then everybody would flip out because all my stuff's in the shop. So everything's put away now. Um, I'm just testing things out.
Yeah. No, is
Unfortunately,
it Monday the Friday schedule working the most for you?
the Monday weekly
Oh, okay.
schedule.
Yeah, you doing Monday or you doing Monday and Friday as well?
Uh, I'm doing Mondays, and then I do this past week whenever I can. Um,
Okay.
but the issue with this past, well, like I said, I'm suspended from posting. So if I wasn't restricted from posting, I would have posted a crapload of stuff by now. But I'm restricted from posting.
Yeah. Um, I just wasn't sure. Are you gonna put it up to 2 a week, or are you just gonna stay at 1?
That's a good question. I mean, I think just once a week. I know that we're up at like 14 episodes. I think that if anybody insists for me to release it, I'll just make it into a special or something. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't do numbers. Maybe I should just release it all and just call it a day. But um, I don't know. I mean, like I said, that was the purpose of us kind of talking. And I think and I haven't talked about this very much, but the whole idea total potential, right? That the way to reach your total potential is by scheduling content and going with the algorithm. You know, that it's kind
Yeah.
of like there's a happy medium between,
Mm.
like, just, posting everything and not having a schedule, or having a schedule. And guess what? The algorithm is going to like the schedule, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're forced to release at the same day, at the same time every week, because then
Yeah.
that starts playing into the Instagram algorithm. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, on one hand, I've got 14 episodes and I've only released 4. So that means if I interview you tomorrow, then, or if I'm interviewing you now, right, and this is the 15th episode, this isn't going to come out for
11 weeks.
11 weeks. That sucks for a lot of people.
Yeah. You know, I'm just basically, I'm fine with whatever because I get it.
Yeah.
But I know there's some people that probably
Yeah, well, the
don't.
crappy part is, like, let's say you get an artist with 100,000 or 20,000 and they're verified, then I just, randomly post them. That's how I kind of see it. Like, people that are low key and chill, I see those coming out every Monday, and then I just do special features for people that can't wait,
Yeah.
you know?
That's fine.
But I don't like that in a sense because then, I'm not going to be, podcast number 15 or podcast number this or podcast number that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to like get these people out of the flow, right? That I'm going to basically be wasting numbers. If you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
then I'm going to do a whole bunch of the most important ones and they're not even going to be a part of the series. So it's like, it's getting sticky. But when an artist insists, hey, let's post it right now, and he's got 100,000 followers, that's what I'm going to do. That,
Yeah. Could you still like maybe put back episode that was supposed to come out that week?
Oh, you know what I could do? As weird as it would be, is take the audio from the video and then release an audio version within the audio only podcast. That may be a good idea, right? To like keep the numbers going with the audio podcast and just rip the audio from the special. That could be an idea.
Yeah.
So that's the solution.
And basically with like this, because you're still this person, so you don't even like know really where it can end up going.
Yeah.
Because I think this is actually a fair idea. I'm surprised there's not a lot more people doing it, to be honest.
Well, I'm sure people are doing this because, I mean, even there was a girl, Madeline, or Madeline, potentially. I apologize if I'm not pronunciating correctly. She's got 100,000. She's from Cleveland, typically lives in California, but she's in Cleveland right now. And she said she got interviewed by some random Indians, and she said that they knew that her parents had gotten divorced when she was 4 years old while they were interviewing her. They asked her about her parents breaking up.
What?
So not only is she like accepting interviews with random Indian, which is fine. I'm not prejudiced whatsoever. Like everybody should have, a free and open opportunity completely. But they also somehow ran a background check on her, it looks like. I mean, how do you even find that out? Like court documents?
I don't have a clue how you find that out.
Yeah. So think about it. These 100,000 some pages are approachable. I've approached them successfully. I mean, do you think it's partly my video quality of that interview that I share with Yali? And do you think it's the way that I approach people? Do you think it's partly because my page has 9,000 followers? Partly that my page has a ton of nice content? I mean, do you think it all plays into how I'm able to approach these people?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the 9,000 followers is kind of a bigger push. Because I know that's what a lot of people look for when they go to pages. Because first off, they want to know that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So if they see someone with like if you reach out with just the podcast page, you're not going to be able to get to their pages until they go up. If they see someone 9,000 followers, they're like, oh, this guy kind of has some sort of a following at least,
Yeah, 10,000 would look a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got it. My problem was I put too much effort into the business that I was working on instead of myself. That I thought the way that you get rich is by having good intentions and goodwill and building up a company and participating in something bigger. But, that's just not always how it works.
Yeah.
This is a selfish world, I'm sorry to say. And I just didn't get the memo for about 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
Or what did I say? 20? what did I say, 2015? So 6
Yeah.
years? Or what? No,
You
5
said
years.
20.
5 years. I've been in this industry 5 years, let's call it. Yeah, the first year was Post Malone. The second year was the radio station. The third year was the recording studio doing the DJ jams. And then the fourth year was Casey Ruski with doing his vlogs and getting some actual payment, which was nice for a change. And then
Yeah.
the fifth year was kind of turmoil, and walking away. That the artists that thought they were benefiting me by benefiting College Beats, my partner made meetings without me, didn't include me in any of the deals, and
Hmm.
the artist basically said, "Hey Tony, we created a monster," and I was basically shunned. I walked him into the hooked him up with a designer and website, and so
Yeah.
like I said, I
We
spent the
said,
last 5 years dedicating 150% of my time. I don't have a day job, dude. I'm not running security. I'm not doing anything. This is all I do, man.
hmm
It's crazy.
this is, but if you put that time in, you can, like, now.
Yeah. And then
But
I need
now you got
people like you to, be making the money and somewhat supporting the dream.
I
That if we were to generate, let's say, an agency together or something like that, that we would both have an operations agreement, have understandings to where, while you're working and making money, not only are you contributing to your own musical career, but you're also contributing to a bigger business.
yeah.
And then we can sign people like, your artist or other artists that, we interview.
hmm Because I know one of the guys that's in the rainwater group with me. He wants to tour when Corona's over with, and wants maybe managers. But
Yeah.
I haven't really got a chance to talk to him about the manager thing yet, because I don't know personally for me if it would be worth it or not.
Well, and keep in mind, you may be managing for a year, but just think about how many of yous we're gonna find over the next year. So the idea is that what we need to do is sit down and create a map, right? We need to sit down and make a training PowerPoint. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to sit down and go on Google PowerPoint together and build a PowerPoint presentation for how to manage somebody, right? And then we use that map to manage people short term, and then we teach other people our method, right? Maybe not all the secrets, but 90% of it, right? And we would obviously have them sign non-disclosure agreements. We would have them sign, different contracts and shit. But you got to think about it. I don't want to be managing people. I want to be in Fiji with my mom, cooking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want your parents to be taken care of. I want, what I want for our company is to be successful, that once a year we can go on a retreat, right? And everybody's family can come. Like, there's different cabins, there's different, bungalow things, and it's just, a family ordeal, or a resort or a ski vacation, or, that it's important that if we're not successful, we could possibly set up our next generation to be successful. That's something else. What I'm trying to create here is total potential, in generational
Yeah.
wealth, because that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
creating. We're creating generational wealth.
Yeah. Because I
Uh,
would love to be able to set something up so that my family would be fine for like years to come.
yeah. And unfortunately, with Corona, there's really no live events, but
Yeah.
the next step for our organization would be setting up tours, and then we would just basically have to cold call venues and just be like, hey, what's your budget? What days do you guys have available? And then we kind of like create a database of what bars have what budgets. And then based on the distance, we basically book artists, right? And then,
Yeah.
that's where the agent comes into play, and then after, like I said, so first off, we got to learn how to manage people. Second off, we got to learn how to be an agent, because 90% of all the money is coming in from touring. The other 10% is merchandise, or the other 9% is merchandise, and then one may be streaming, you know?
Yeah. Streaming doesn't pay shit. So.
Exactly. So the only way that we're gonna really make any money is from touring. But obviously, due to COVID, that's not a possibility. So basically, our entire industry is gone bottoms up, and this is just a hobby. That's another thought. Maybe music is just a goddamn hobby. What do you think about that?
I don't think so.
That it's kind of
I
like it's a
think
hobby
maybe.
unless you're super, super talented, and then you get famous.
Oh, you mean like just if you're doing just music and nothing else? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
like
saying?
that. It's like either you're really, really good, or you're just another SoundCloud rapper that can buy a mic for $100 and connect it through your USB. Anybody can buy a mic. If anybody has an Apple computer, they have GarageBand,
Yeah,
right?
I get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
understand.
mean,
No, I think it's more than a hobby, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, not just with music. Because if you want to do just the music and nothing else, then yeah, it's kind of a hobby.
yeah.
But
Unless you're really
you want to work.
talented. You know what I'm saying? Like I interviewed a guy named Guap the Guru, shout out Guap the Guru. And he plays guitar, he plays piano, and he incorporates it into his beats. Like that is a true artist. What do? I hook up audio, lighting, and video and edit. Sure, that's a visual art to a certain extent, but in my opinion, it's more of a technical skill. It's not really a talent. Anybody can learn to have decent audio in after doing some research.
Yeah, I understand there's a lot that goes into it. If
What's a
you're
lot of
putting it
money?
as
I mean, the mic that I'm speaking into, I don't know if I want to disclose. Maybe, do I want to disclose? Maybe I will. So, okay, so do the math with me. So, the mic that I'm talking into right now is a EV-RE20. It's about a $450 mic. Okay, let's do the math. All right. The Rode arm that I'm using is $100. The mixer that I'm using is $200. It's a 10-channel mixer that I have my phone going into and this mic. And then my processor is $200. And that bumps up the audio and kind of gives it a little bit more of a boost. And then my laptop was about $2,000.
Yep.
So
about
So as of right now, and I just bought a new power cord too, but let's not include. So let's include that. So we are right at about $3,000
Mm-hmm.
to get my podcast set up.
Yeah, and even for just like simple music setup, because I got my laptop for video production really, because I wasn't even into making music when I got my laptop. But if we're counting that in, I got about $2,000 just from this simple setup that I have.
Yeah.
I never even thought about it like that, and that's not including like the mic I had or anything, or other stuff, or the speaker. That's
And how much of this stuff has ever made us any money?
Yeah, dude, I got $10 on my distro account right now.
Yeah, I think we've been swindled.
Yeah,
I think the counterculture like destroys our youth. I mean, think about it. Like, sure, it's cool to be in music, but wouldn't it be better to just like, enjoy good music? That it's like now that there's no gatekeepers, everybody just thinks that they're an artist, right? Didn't you think it's like a little bit cheesy? Like the
um,
saturation, like what do you think about the
oh yeah, like
saturation?
thinking like that anyone can do it. Yeah, but there's people that like they're talented. I get what you're saying now, because there's like talented people, but you don't know people that come out as like come out and they can find their stride and become big too once they like get better at it.
Yeah.
Kind of like anything.
No, and I'm saying I'm an open opportunity employer. I'm not saying that people shouldn't. It's freedom. It's complete freedom. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm telling you is because everybody's trying to be an artist and nobody's trying to be a consumer, the artists are broke. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
That like
yeah.
pre 1960s or 1970s or 1980s or 1990s, all the consumers that would consume are now wannabe artists. And there's no industry any longer.
Yeah, because all I did was listen to music all the time. And
because think about it, rather than spending thousands of dollars on equipment, you'd be spending thousands of dollars on concert tickets or CDs or albums or merchandise, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, yeah, because since I started making music, I have not bought as much as I used to, which is weird to think about.
And most people, most rappers will say, "Oh, I only listen to my music." Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah. So that's bullshit.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to be one of those guys. It's like I only listen to my own music because I don't want to.
So that's my point. That basically, by artists only listening to their own music, saturating the market, there are no consumers.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing? Like we're fighting an uphill battle. Like
that's
it's
right.
basically like we've fallen off of a fount, like a waterfall, right? And we're trying to go up the stream, but we fell off the mountain. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's no way we're getting up there. It's like SpongeBob when he like jumps off the end of the world or whatever, and he's like down there at the bottom. Like we're not getting up this fucking mountain.
Oh my god!
Right? I mean, there's no way.
I have not thought about that at all.
Because haven't you heard? Because I talk to other big labels and stuff, and they ask me about Drake, and I'm like, if Drake were to go independent, the industry would go belly up the next day. That.
Mm-hmm.
And people like Drake have ghostwriters. Post Malone has ghostwriters. Joey Badass, wrote Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
Lucid Dreams, That was a sting lick. I was talking to Guap the Guru about doing some sampling for some songs.
Yeah, because I know the Lucid Dreams. It wasn't. Was he being sued?
Yeah,
by
for
Sting at one point?
80%, and he won.
Yeah, and then you got Yellow Card that's also trying to sue him even after all the stuff happened.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a terrible brand decision, by the way. I don't know who decided, like, because they're not going to win that lawsuit. Have you actually looked into that at all?
No.
The Yellow Card. The song doesn't even sound anything like Lucid Dreams at all. And
Wow.
I'm just like, so you're going to ruin your brand by suing Juice WRLD, and then you're going to continue the lawsuit after he passes away to ruin your brand even more, to just maybe get some money if you win, which you're probably not going to.
Wow.
Which is nuts. Yeah.
Wow. I'm looking at my views, and it says the Jordan Royale is about at 173 views.
Holy shit.
That's good. Oh, well, it's getting pretty late, man. Where can people find you?
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Hunna J Music. You can find me at SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music at Hunna J.
And I also have it down in the description as well. And like I said, this is, probably the 15th or 16th podcast, so you guys may see this when you're about 80 years old.
Try to see it when I retire.
Yeah. But think about it, dude. If I do these casual conversations and just upload the audio, I'm going to have overnight 10,000 phone calls. And then for the rest of my life, when I die, my podcasts are just going to continue to come out. I'm just going to schedule them.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're scheduling them. Holy shit, dude.
Once a week, and then let's say I'm on my deathbed, I could say, hey, let's do once a month, and then stretch it out even more,
Yeah, keep it going longer.
Yeah, and then then I could do once a month, and every 6 months, and every year, and then I don't like when I've got 100 left to go, one will come out once a year for the next 100 years when I go off to Mars. Because that's my plan for this company. The company is this is going to be my announcement right here, right now, on the 12th or 11th podcast. It's official. New Eon Entertainment, or whatever affiliated company that I'm currently representing, Animated Motion Pictures, 2045 Stonelick Cyclorama, and myself, Anthony Marshall. My ultimate goal for this company is to be interplanetary, multiplanetary, actually, to head to Mars at some point and earn at least, our goal is $200,000 is the cost of I don't know, I believe it's a one-way ticket, because Elon's goal is to colonize about 1 million people within the next 100 years. And it's about a 3-month journey there. And he said, hey, we need everybody, entrepreneurs, people that are willing to do anything. And I think from a marketing standpoint, over the next 100 years, the space race is going to be the next wave. And I want to officially, make this statement. And I've been thinking about this for the past several years, that I think it's an important marketing tactic. How much do you know about Elon Musk?
I know pretty much the basic stuff about him, and I watch the Joe Rogan podcast with him on.
Beautiful. All right, my guy. So are you on board? Are you trying to head to Mars?
I don't know. I didn't think about that at all.
Well, I'm asking you the question right now. That should be the first question that I ask on the second podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Would you want to go to Mars? That should be your first question.
Are you down?
On the first podcast. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I think I actually would be.
Yeah, $200,000.
Yeah, I think that would actually be awesome to go to Mars.
Yep. Live in some ice caves.
There we go.
That's where we'd be living.
And then we could, have a whole new business on Mars too.
Yeah, because that's what Elon had asked everybody to do. That I would love to do video production on Mars. I mean, how dope would it be to be sending footage back from Mars? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be something worth fucking filming, dude. That's like our whole society, for years and years and years and millennia, we've had pioneers. But guess what? There's nothing left to pioneer. There's nothing left to colonize.
Yeah. Be one of the first million people on Mars.
Yeah. And I also, have you talked to your friend? What's her name?
Tia?
Yeah, Tia. Have you talked to her anymore?
I haven't been down there, even in the past 2 weeks. Because I've been busy working and stuff. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, we are. We can wrap it up because we're coming up around the hour mark. I would like to ask everybody, please, if you haven't, subscribe. If you enjoy these longer podcasts of just kind of rambling and me talking over the guest and just rambling on for an hour, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'm working on getting to 1,000. I want to say congratulations to Keon. He got featured on one of his Freemason brothers' YouTube channel. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to Keon as well as Greg Manrio. Like I said, my pronunciation, Greg Manaro, financial expert, gave Keon a big shout out, and overnight he gained about 800 subscribers overnight. Did about 5.5 thousand views on one of his videos, 1,000 here and there, 500 here and there, and well over 300 comments. Well, good evening, sir. So it's pretty exciting for Keon. He had a great day, and I've been trying to tell him how to convert because that's a huge endorsement. Greg has about 130,000 subscribers himself on YouTube. Gets about 30,000 views per video. So definitely check out Greg. I would love to interview him. So definitely stay tuned for that. This is Anthony Marshall, and where can everybody find you again?
You can find me on Instagram at Hunna J Music, on Twitter at Hunna J Music, anywhere you can stream music, just at Hunna J, that's HUNNA, space, there's a space, and then the J.
Beautiful. All right. And as always, we'll see you.